I'm Chloe, I'm a second year geographer. I do BA Geography at the University of Sussex.
I'm Donna and I'm at the University of Sussex studying BSc Geography. The things that you read in the newspapers, you can relate it to geography, and quite a lot of stuff that happens, you think to yourself, I've just been studying that, so it's really relevant, like you understand why you're doing it. It actually has a cause rather than just learning it for the sake of it.
And it's also good, we've got quite a few choices we can make regarding our course. So in the first year we have core subjects that we have to take, whereas in the second year you've got a couple of core courses and then you're given options and you can choose which ones you take. And then in the third year, I think it's pretty much all options. You choose what you do, so as you go through the years you get to sort of tailor the course to what you want to study. So I like the fact that if I realised in my first year there was something that I didn't particularly like, I didn't have to keep studying it. In my second year I could change. In terms of seminars, for my course anyway, I'm given key readings each week that I have to have read in order to be able to contribute to the seminar. But it also helps if you've got time to then maybe look at your reading list and pick out another few readings, or to just find your own readings for it. Just so when you're in the seminar you've got something new to contribute and a new discussion point.
And also for the lecture it's quite useful if you print off the lecture slides and take them with you, because then you can annotate it, and so if you have a read through them before you actually go, then you can get the most out of the lecture rather than looking at it for the first time. You can look at it again and with more depth. Well, over Easter I went to the Seychelles for a geography field trip, which was really helpful because I got to know people on my course better as well, and also the lecturers, because it's in a sort of not very strict environment. And the work that we did there, I think it will help my dissertation, because it's using different methods of research, so you can apply them to something else. And I've done a couple other field trips as well, like we've gone to Kent to have a look at cliffs and gone to Ashdown Forest to do mapping. So it gives you a lot of skills, so you have like a lot of options to use, so you don't have to just think of one thing.
It's good, it puts what you're learning in the seminar room or in the lecture hall into practice, so instead of just reading something and not being able to necessarily see how it fits into real life as such, it was quite good. So when I went to LA, I'd previously done a course on social geography, so then to be able to go there and look at different things such as race and ethnicity and being able to put it into a real life context as opposed to just looking at it on a page, it's quite useful for that.
And they're fun as well, because it's something different than just sitting in a lecture theatre or being taught to or something. Sort of go out and do something for yourself. The courses in the first year, they like you to all be up to the same standard. So we'll do a basic sort of lot of courses. So for something like statistics, where people maybe aren't too sharp on, they had a methods in statistics course where you could try out different things, and like GIS mapping and using different methods, which is quite helpful. It wasn't very exciting because it's learning about numbers, but it was really helpful because now I've got a lot of options of how I can analyse data for projects that I'm doing now or my dissertation next year. So it helps you, and it makes you not as scared as maths as well, because I don't really like maths. I get a bit worried about it, so it makes you a lot more confident and makes you think you can actually do it.
It's one of those courses you didn't really expect to have, especially because I do BA Geography, so it's the human side of things, which isn't science-based. But it prepares you, because even in your readings, someone will have put statistics in there to explain their research. And it's just little things that help you to actually understand what they mean. So to have a course on it, just to get the basics, was definitely worthwhile doing.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
I'm a slow reader anyway, so I'll make sure I have to read everything, and I'll highlight bits and make notes in the margins if it's printed out on paper, not if it's in a library book. Just so I know that I have read stuff. And then if I've written notes on paper, I'll write the reference down as well, so that way I'm not last minute thinking, what was that author, where was that quote from?
It's quite good to try and set yourself almost a fake deadline so that you get the work done a week or so before it's meant to be handed in, and then leave it a couple of days and go back to it. Because if you're trying to proofread like an hour after you've written it, you've still got the ideas in your head and you don't read it properly. So it's good to leave a bit of time before you proofread it so you can pick up all the faults. Usually we'll get our essays back a marked copy so we can read through what the lecturer's written and how they've gone through it. And we'll also get feedback online so you can look at both of them. So it's up to you what option you look at.
The feedback online, at the end of, I'm not sure if they do it before the end of the year, I know definitely at the end of the year, they'll put like a graph up from your courses, and the graph will show you the average grade, the highest grade, the lowest grade, and your grade, and only you can access it, like no one else can see your grade or whatever. But it means you can sort of chart your progress as well and work out if you're at the standard you want to be at, or...
You can see what subjects can be pulling you down or something as well, so you can tell like exactly what you need to improve on.
Critical thinking is quite important when you're at university. It means instead of just taking an article and reading it and then maybe referencing it and saying, well, this person said this or this person said that, it means you can read what they've said, you can pick out their argument and the evidence they've used to back it up, and not necessarily criticise their evidence, but maybe work out its weaknesses, or if it's biased in some way, like they're only using certain statistics that back up their argument, when really there are other statistics that they could have used, but they're just using them in a certain way. And so it means that you can then put your own opinion on their work into your essay or into a discussion in a seminar. And it just sort of shows that you're engaged with what you're reading and not just reading it and accepting it. If revision classes are running and you think they'll help, to make sure you go to them. A lot of the time on your Sussex account, they'll have past papers up as well. So if you look through those, just so you get an idea of what the layout is and what to expect and what questions have been in the past, that sort of thing. It's quite useful.
The university also runs courses like tips for exams and essay writing tips. So they've usually got a couple of courses going on during the term. So it's useful to go to them just to get the generic sort of feeling of what you should be doing. One of the staff of the university got contacted by the Royal Geographical Society about geography ambassadors. So that's when students who are at university go to schools and give them presentations and talk about what life is like at uni and what geography is like. So that's what both me and Chloe do. We'll go to a school together and give a presentation and talk to the students about what it's actually like living at uni and what geography is like and what the good things and bad things are.
It's a good sort of opportunity that we've got through doing geography, but it also sort of it helps put into perspective why we're doing the course, because you do have to think, well, why did I choose geography? Why do I like geography? And it's just sort of like a little reminder, and it's quite good. Like, we do little presentations and slideshows, and
it's nice seeing how the children as well get so excited about it and how they really sort of take it in and find it interesting. I think last year it might have been a bit more helpful if we used the Geography Resource Centre a bit more, the GRC, because where we were on campus, we'd almost come to lectures and then go straight back home because it's there. But now where we live off campus, you don't really have much of an option to go home that much during the day. So we'd come to the GRC and sit here and do work, and it's really helpful because you have people who know what they're talking about and books to...
It's a room that's only geography students use, so all the books on the shelves are geography related.
The only people who are in here do geography, so you're all in the same boat.
So there are people off your course, which means if you are stuck, you can check with someone else, or you can go to Evelyn and she'll point you in the right direction. Or
and lecturers will walk in and out every now and again as well, so you can grab them and ask them if you've got a question.